Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. For anyone who's new here, I'm Sophia and I love reading. Now today's video is going to be taking on a little bit of a more negative note because I am going to be unhauling some books that I have read and didn't like, or that I'm never going to read, or that are from some problematic authors. Please don't take offense if I unhaul one of your favorite books or one of your favorite authors. We all have different reading tastes, which is the beauty of reading. And yeah, some of these books just unfortunately don't interest me anymore, or I just didn't love them. They will all be going to very loving homes. I'm going to be listing all of them on a couple of different Facebook groups, like buy, swap, sell, trade Facebook groups. Fear not, they're going to be going to a very good home. And let's dive straight in. I'm a little bit scared for this video, I cannot lie. But let's do it. Let's address the elephant in the room before we move on. All of my Sophie Lark books are being unhauled. I'm gonna sell them. I want them off my shelves. She made some very racist and problematic comments in one of her recent books that art creators picked up on about immigration and also praising Elon Musk. So yeah, all of these books getting off my shelves. I do not want her on my shelves anymore. Gone. Oh. Where my TBR gel went. I was wondering where I hid her. And just like that, we've regained a whole shelf. Is there any other books? Oh, yes, I hide all my prints behind my books because I don't want them displayed. But what is it? What is this? A signed print of Nate and Stas from Icebreaker. Are there any other books that I want off my shelves here? I like A. Zavarelli. Oh my god. A. Zavarelli can stay. I think it might be about time that I get rid of Truth and Lies and the White Monarch trilogy. I've tried reading this one, didn't love it. This one I'm fairly certain is on Kindle Unlimited and I've had it for like 3 years and it's just huge. So I don't think I'm ever really gonna reach for it. We're gonna have a definite unhaul pile and we're gonna have a potential unhaul pile as well. So these guys are gonna be potentials. All of these books can stay. I like my Daphne Perry, like my Marina Zapata. Catherine Cowles, I've only read one of her books. I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but I'm open to reading more of her books, so I'm gonna keep those. K.A. Tucker can stay and Hannah Grace can stay. And then we've got A. Zavarelli and Nikki Sloan under here, both of which are staying. Okay, we have a whole shelf back. That is so exciting. Oh my god, great progress already. Thank you, Sophie. Righto, moving one more shelf down. Candy Steiner can stay. I've not been loving her stuff recently, but I loved Quarterback Sneak too much to get rid of her, so she's staying. I like Stephanie Archer. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like Belle Carver, so she can stay. Keeping Abby Jimenez, keeping Lila Sage, keeping Rebecca Genshak, keeping Mia Sheridan, keeping Maggie Gates. I'm pretty sure, was it Ellen Catherine read, I feel so awkward, I'm like half squatting right now. I think Ellen Catherine read Dust Storm by Maggie Gates and really loved it, so I think I'm gonna keep that as well. Weak Side staying Say You Swear by Megan Brandy. I really did not like Say You Swear by Megan Brandy, but I feel like I'm trauma bonded to that book. Like, it's a trophy. Like, I got through that. I deserve that trophy, you know? So I think she's actually gonna stay for a little bit. Willa Astor can stay. Laura Pavlov. Have tried reading Always Mine by her and I really didn't gel with the writing style. I couldn't even tell you what precisely about it I didn't like, but I think I'm gonna get rid of this one. But I am gonna keep Into the Tide by her because this is a more recent release from her. So I reckon if I try her more recent stuff, maybe I'll have a little bit more luck. So this guy's gonna stay, but Always Mine is gonna go. If by some miracle I end up falling in love with Laura Pavlov, I love the discreet covers to this series anyway. It's like watercolor landscapes. They're beautiful. So if I ever want to repurchase them, I will get those ones instead of this one. Next shelf down. I think I'm gonna keep all of my thrillers and mysteries. I'm gonna keep my Agatha Christie. My Sarah Adams, what am I gonna do with them? I know a lot of people love Sarah Adams, worship the ground she walks on, the paper she writes on. I don't think she's gonna be my kind of author. I like a bit of angst, I like a bit of spice in my books. I'm very much not a closed door kind of gal. So she's gonna go on the potential pile. Maybe gonna go. Not confirmed though. We'll revisit at the end of the video and properly decide who's going. Torture and Blackbird, I have 2 copies of this. We'll find the second copy later. I think I don't actually know where it is, but I'm gonna get rid of the second copy because I don't need to. Slave to Sensation. It was a Christmas present. I'm not getting rid of that. Love the Spanish Love Deception. I don't think I'm ever gonna read the Spanish Love Deception, but at this point, it's it may as well stay on my shelves, you know? She's made it this far. Better Than Never by Chloe Lee, so that one's gonna stay. Daisy Jones and the Six. Loved that book. She's staying. In a Jam by Kate Canterbury. I think I will like that one when I finally get around to reading it, so she can stay. Bourbon Lies by Victoria Wilder. Now, I have not officially DNF'd this book. I am still at 53% of the way through. I started it like 6 months ago and I've been swearing to myself that I'm gonna finish it. And as much as I've not really had the urge to pick it up, wasn't really enjoying it. This cover is simply too beautiful to get rid of, so she is gonna stay. What's that one? That one can probably go. We have Delilah from W. Winters. I think I read this one in like a 24-hour reading vlog or something, or like part of it, and I wasn't like obsessed, and I'm just like not that interested in reading a lot of W. Winters work, so I think I'm probably gonna unhaul this one. It's the first in a trilogy, but she can go on the potential pile. Melanie Harlow is gonna stay. I vaguely like her books. Ice Planet Barbarians. She's gonna stay. Out on a limb, she's staying. Waking Olivia by Elizabeth O'Rourke. This one's one that I'm a little bit torn about. I have tried reading it. I don't like the writing style. I cannot hack it, but I know a lot of people who do read that book fall head over heels for it. In love, obsessed, favorite book they've ever read. Oh, what do I do? Do I keep it or do I get rid of it? I've tried reading it and I just really don't like the writing style, but I only bought it recently, so do we cull her in the next round? And if I've not read her by the next unhaul in like another year, maybe I'll get rid of it then. She's gonna go on the potential pile and we'll see how I feel in half an hour. Further down the line, we have Unsteady by Payne Corinne. I read a little bit of that one. Enjoyed it. First Down by Grace Riley. It is an indie copy. I don't realistically think I'm ever gonna read the series because, again, tried reading the first few chapters. This is gonna become a common occurrence with a lot of the books on my shelves. I've tried reading the first few chapters, wasn't obsessed, didn't really like it. She's gonna go on the potential pile. It'll probably be a similar situation to maybe Waking Olivia, where I'm like, maybe in another year when I'm like ready to get rid of it, feel like I've given it a proper chance, a proper shot at being on the TBR. We'll see. Then we have The Words and Cruel Prince by A. Jade. I loved The Words so much. I really need to continue that series. I just haven't. And then Cruel Prince is like a bully high school romance, I think, which isn't really my jam anymore, but for when I want something angsty and dark, maybe I'll go to that one. And then we have Black Sheep by Bryn Weaver and Alexa Harlow. I really like that book. So we are gonna move on to the next shelf down. Now, this shelf is really difficult to show because it's like squished between my desk here, but we're gonna do our best. We've got Elle Kennedy. I'm gonna keep her. We've got Tessa Bailey. I think I'm gonna, do I keep Tessa Bailey? To be perfectly honest, I don't think Tessa Bailey is my jam anymore. I don't think realistically, I'm never gonna read Hook, Line and Sinker. I read It Happened One Summer. It was fine, but I don't think I'm ever gonna read another book from her. I think Tessa Bailey might be going. Then we have, can you even see, we have Parking Around by Emily Rath. We've got Lucy's Score. Okay, and then what else have we got down there? Just quickly, we've got Lauren Asher with the Throttled series. We've got Colleen Hoover. And then we've got The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walter. It's probably about time I got rid of my Colleen Hoover. It's only 2 books. I got rid of the rest of them last time. I would just like it to be known that I do not support Colleen Hoover. Unfortunately, Ugly Love was the book that got me back into reading about like 3 or 4 years ago. It is the one that got me back into reading. Retrospectively, I can see all of the issues with it. I don't like this book anymore. I think it's about time we part ways. And then we've got All Your Perfects. I don't like the message in this book, so she's going. And then we also have, I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna get rid of my Lucy Score. Oh, my shelves are gonna be a disaster after this. I'm definitely getting rid of By a Thread. This again is the indie version. Hello. I hated this book. I didn't like the characters. They were so just like immature, didn't act their age whatsoever. I think they were like mid-30s, mid-30s, early 40s. They acted like 18-year-olds, not even 16-year-olds. It just wasn't fun. I did not like this book. I liked Things We Never Got Over when I read it. I read it like, oh, probably 2.5 years ago at this point. I think I read it soon after it came out. I liked this book. I've never continued the series, but I think I'm gonna hold on to these 2 just for now. I don't know that you can see, but I have a big stack of books on my bottom shelf down here, which half of them I think I maybe said I was gonna get rid of in the last unhaul, and then they just never got taken at Christmas, because the last time I did the unhaul just before Christmas time, and I took them all up to my family to like go through, but I think I have a few left over that I never really did anything with. But now that I'm properly having a clean out and actually selling some, I think I will also include these ones. Now, it's moldy. Wait. Ooh. Okay, we have A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime, the traditionally published version. Can you see that? that one I think is gonna go in the bin. But we have my second copy of Butcher and Blackbird, not moldy, thankfully. The Predator, oh, they're so dusty. The Predator by Runix. My copy is printed very strange. I don't know if you can see that, but the font is just a little bit weird. It's not, what's the font? Is it printed in like Times New Roman or something, as opposed to, I don't know. Why am I pretending like I know fonts? It's just got a funky font, and I also didn't like the writing style or anything about the book. I tried reading it, didn't like it, so I'm gonna pass it on. Is it still on Kindle Unlimited? I sort of want to do a video, and I said this last time, I sort of want to do a video where I give authors second chances, like books that I've either DNF'd from them or didn't make it very far into. I sort of want to give them a second chance, and The Predator by Runix is on that list because I did not like it. First impression of that book, horrible, but I know a lot of people love the series, so I'm like, do I give her a second chance? We have House of Earth and Blood by SJM. Never gonna read it. Didn't really like the first two books in ACOTAR, so I'm gonna pass this one on. Don't love SJM's writing. I'm not particularly interested in urban fantasy, so we're gonna let her go. The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. I didn't mind this book, but I don't feel the need to like hold onto the paperback. Like it was okay. Good Girl Complex by Elle Kennedy. I didn't mind it, but I'm never gonna continue the series, and it wasn't like amazing, so I'm gonna pass this one on as well. My other copy of Spanish Love Deception, which we've established I don't need two. The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. I don't find Adam Driver attractive, and knowing that he's like the fan cast of all fan casts for this book, I'm like, I can't do it. My degree was also in biomedical science, which I'm pretty sure is what both of these characters are either studying or work in the field of. I don't want to relive that trauma, so oh my god, that's ridiculous. We have Lord of London Town by Tilly Cole. I bought this book before I found out that Tilly Cole wrote an entire series about the KKK. So yeah, this one's going as well. Let's move on to my other bookshelf. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot on that one that I'm going to get rid of, but so far we've got three very healthy stacks. I lied, there are actually a few on this shelf that I do want to get rid of. Do I want to get rid of that one? I think I do. I'm gonna get rid of The Dare by Holly LaRue. I didn't mind this book, but I don't want it on my shelves anymore. Are we gonna get rid of this one? It's gonna go on the potential pile. Any of the books that I'm unsure about going on that pile. Then we have my Penelope Douglas. Now, I'm gonna do something controversial right now. I'm gonna keep Birthday Girl and Punk 57. I'm going to unhaul Corrupt and Hideaway. I read Corrupt, hated it. Haven't read Hideaway, probably never will because I had such a bad experience with Corrupt. I think I probably will have a good time with Will's book, but I just don't want to go through the slog to get to it, and I also just don't really care about high schoolers anymore. Then we have my H.D. Carlton, she's staying. We have my Amo Jones. Do I think I'm ever gonna read the Elite Kings Club series? Potentially. Okay, potentially. I read the first 2.5 books in the series, I want to say, and it was just very convoluted and a little bit confusing, and then I just never picked it back up. But maybe one day. So she's staying. Brie Porter, her books are not in print anymore, so I'm hanging on to that one. Kingpin's Foxglove, I don't think you can even get like an ebook version of her books anymore. Not sure why. Should probably actually dive into that. Then we have my Tate James. I don't know if I'll ever go back to that series, but it's gonna stay on my shelves because I'm not ready to part with it. Then we have, what do we have under here? Raina Kent, You're Going. Controversial opinion, I didn't like Deviant King. Probably don't care for it enough to ever read Steel Princess. Again, don't really want to read about high schoolers. Jade is the exception because I like her writing and I know she can pull off some really complex characters. I'm okay. This is such a negative video. I feel bad. Any authors, click off. I should have put that disclaimer at the start actually. But Raina Kent, I am going to unhaul both of her books. Deviant King, are we about to go there? I think we're about to go there. I myself had, I've mostly recovered from it, a heart issue. Deviant King is not written well at all. It's written in a very traumatic way for anyone with a heart issue, at least for me. It triggered me really, really badly. I have quite bad PTSD surrounding it, and this was a big trigger, so she's going. It's not going on the potential pile, she's going. Okay, then we have Devil of Dublin. We have Jessie Hall of Canary Cowards. Jessie made some quite stereotypical characterizations of a few of her characters. So the Canary Cowards, I think we're gonna part ways. I'm gonna let go of her. Then we have, what do we have? The Confidence of Wildflowers, The Stopover by Till Swan. I'm never reading this. I don't care about a man in a suit unless he's in the mafia. No. Fantasy. There's not a lot of fantasy that I want to get rid of. Controversial. I'm keeping my Rebecca Yarros. I already own the paperbacks. I want to one day continue the series. Jennifer L. Armentrout, you're staying. Fear the Flames, you're gonna stay. See Everyone, yeah. Katie Robert, absolutely. All of these can stay. Phantasma, Powerless, yeah. Gone. That's all for those two shelves, so let's skedaddle down a little bit more. I actually don't believe I'm gonna get rid of any of the books on this shelf. They're all fairly new. They're all books that I want to read if I haven't read them yet. Fate into Blood, staying, absolutely. Carissa Broadbent, yeah. When the Moon Hatch, I'll get to that one day. Rain and Rowan, favourite book so far this year, absolutely staying. Iron Embers, really want to read it. Desperately want to read it. Crimson Moth, absolutely staying. Spark of the Everflame. Oh, maybe there is a book that I want to get rid of actually. Quicksilver by by Kelly Hart. I didn't like this book at all. I did vlog the experience. It's in my fantasy romance reading viral book talk fantasy romance books that I released about a month ago. I didn't like this book at all, but I'm like, do I get rid of it? I kind of want the prop still for some of my like mid-year wrap-up things. I'm gonna keep it, but it's gonna be off my shelves by the end of the year. Okay, once again, I don't think there's okay, I'm keeping all my Elsie Silver. I'm keeping all of my Monica Murphy. I'm keeping my Becca Mac. I'm keeping Darling Venom. I'm keeping Midnight Kisses. Loved that book. Mile High and The Right Move. I didn't like Mile High. I didn't like the way it was written. I think it had potential, but I just didn't like the writing style whatsoever. That's a big thing for me if you've not caught on by now. If the writing style is not right, I don't want it. So Mile High didn't really work for me. It was just very repetitive and I didn't love it. The Right Move, I've tried reading it. I've read a couple of chapters previously, but I think I could be convinced to give it another go. Again, could be a book that I put in my like retrying authors, giving authors a second chance video. I really need to film that actually. That's a good idea. So I think I'm gonna keep them for now. This shelf, I don't think there's a lot I'm gonna get rid of. Cora's staying. We've got a bit of a rocky relationship at the moment, but I fear with some couples cancelling we could get over it. So Cora's gonna stay. Gianna Darling, I'm really, oh my god, really looking forward to her Mafia release. I think it's later in the year. Not my reflection absolutely outing me. I do really want to go back and read the Fallen Men series. Then we have, I think there's a few here that are probably gonna go. On the potential pile is gonna be Sinners Anonymous. This one has great potential for me. I think it could be a fantastic book if she didn't curse in bird names. It's going on the maybe pile. Praise and Priest, they're staying. Falcon's Prey by Celia Murray. I read a bit of this book. Haven't loved it, but I think there could be potential. Deviant Hearts by Jago Cole. It's going. I was being brave and was like, oh my god, I'm gonna try reading a romance book written by a man. It could be really good. It read like it was written by a man, so unfortunately I'm gonna let go of this one. And then we have When She Unravels by Gabrielle Sands. This one I read, as you can see, to about honestly over halfway through. Did I really get that far in? Why didn't I just finish it? I really didn't like what I read of this book. I don't think it was the writing style. The writing style was fine. It was just the plot was like, I think I'm going to let go of this one. Let's move on. Bottom shelf. I'm just gonna pull out the ones that I'm gonna get rid of because this one is so awkward to film. First two, The Perfect First by Maya Hughes. I read this one, don't remember a single thing about it. I think I dissociated through the entire book, so let go of her. Also 5 Rounds by Nikki Castle. I really want to read like a fighter romance that's actually written well. Personally for me, I didn't like the writing style. It was very, and I repeat this over and over and over again, but it was very, I did this and I did, and then I did that and I jumped and I dodged and I, like, it's just written a bit stiffly, which I don't like. I think the only other book that I want to get rid of down here is Hush Hush by Lucia Franco. This is a escort romance. She is like 25, I want to say. She's strapped for cash and she takes up this job like escorting. I don't know if that's the right word. I'm blanking on the right word, but like appearing on the arms of these really wealthy men and like boosting their social status, and she falls in love with this like 55-year-old man. If big age gaps are your thing, I love that for you, but I personally cannot hack a 55-year-old man. So I'm gonna get rid of this one. Down here I do, full disclosure, have these covers of the first 4 books in Binding 13. I know Chloe Walsh found herself in quite a bit of controversy, but I do think that I still want to read the Boys of Tommen series, so I'm gonna hold on to these until after I've read them, because there's no point in me getting rid of them to just repurchase her books elsewhere. Like, I've already got them. If any of my friends want to read the series, I'm going to give them my books instead of having them go out and purchase them. So I'm going to hold on to them. I've also got Kennedy Ryan down here. She's absolutely staying. I love Kennedy Ryan so much. Ashley Mars, she's staying too. Love her. I've got a few like random sports romances, but I think they're all probably going to stay. So let's have a little recap of all my reflection. Stop it. Let's have a little recap of all of the books that I pulled off my shelves. Let's go through all of the ones that I'm definitely getting unhauling. I don't want to say getting rid of. It sounds more negative. as if this isn't a negative video. Alrighty, I told you I had two very healthy looking stacks over here. So let's have a little recap of all of the books that I pulled off. First off, Hush Hush by Lucia Franco, Five Rounds by Nikki Castle, The Perfect First by Maya Hughes, When She Unravels by Gabrielle Sands, Deviant Hearts by Jagger Cole. Again, I would like to reiterate, I have nothing against most of these authors. I'm just not particularly interested in reading their books. I still love most of you guys. Extremely proud of you for publishing your books. Just not my cup of tea, but absolutely will be someone else's. Stephen King and Steel Princess by Rowena Kent, Lord of London Town by Tilly Cole, The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood, The Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas, second copy, and Good Girl Complex by Elle Kennedy, The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren, House of Earth and Blood by SJM, and The Predator by Runix. I need to find out if this one's on Kindle Unlimited before I get rid of it, because I think it would make a good addition to that little video that I've got planned, that I will be filming soon. I promise. Okay, it's on Kindle Unlimited. Similar to The Right Move, I'm actually gonna hold on to The Predator paperback until I finish that video. If I end up hating it, not liking it, I will be getting rid of the paperback. Butcher Blackbird, second copy, by a Thread by Lucy Score, All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover, and Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover, Hook, Line and Sinker, and It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey, A Court of Thorns and Roses and A Court of Mist and Fury by SJM, The Stopover by T.L. Swan, The Canary Cowards by Jessie Hall, Always Mine by Laura Pavlov, and oh my god, they're heavy, and The Brutal Birthright and Kingmaker series, as well as The Sinner's Duet by Sophie Lark. And now for the potentials. Sinners Anonymous by Som Sketchar. This one's gonna stay. Same reason as The Predator and The Right Move. I want to include it in that second chances video. Then we have Corrupt and Hideaway by Penelope Douglas. These ones are definitely going. I don't want to hold on to these books. We have The Dare by Harley LaRue is gonna go as well. When in Rome by Sarah Adams. Everyone loves Sarah Adams, so I don't know what to do. She's gonna survive another round. If I haven't read her books by the next unhaul, I'm getting rid of them. They're going. But for right now, they're staying. Truth and Lies Duet by Kay Webster and Nikki Ash. I don't think I'm ever gonna read this. Pretty sure it's on Kindle Unlimited. It can go. The White Monarch Trilogy by Jessica Hawkins. I love the individual covers to this one, so if I ever get around to reading them, I'm pretty sure they're on Kindle Unlimited, and I love the individual covers a lot more than this great big hulking like 800 page. First Down by Grace Riley. She's gonna pass the test and stay as well. I think she could be a good addition to that video. Waking Olivia by Elizabeth O'Rourke. This one's going. And then Delilah by W. Winters. Never gonna revisit this series, so she can go as well. And if we look at that, I have three very big piles, which I'm pleased to be getting off my shelves. It's going to free up a lot more shelf space, as you can see, for new books and books that are more aligned with my taste. Book taste and reading taste is definitely ever evolving, and I'm pleased to have read a lot of these books and also just like had the opportunity to, I guess, have them on my bookshelves. And I'm also glad that I have the opportunity to now pass them on to some new owners. Hopefully I can sell most of them on. Any that I can't, I'll probably just take to a charity shop. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I didn't make anyone too grumpy or too mad. If I have, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. I promise I do actually like reading. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching once again. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Now I have the awful task of listing all of these and posting them out, but it's fine. Thank you guys so much for watching for the third time, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye!